A focal point of his offense this week. It's the Bears and the Huskies on Monday Night Prime Time. Huskies.
The sun is set in Chicago. The temps and dips and will continue to do so. Jacket and blanket weather. It's that time of year at Soldier Field. Tonight, we reach the unofficial midway point of the season with a good Monday night battle, as it'll be the Huskies of Anchorage taking on the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for visiting Anchorage, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it, but the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive, and he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
For a limited time, you can get a savory sausage McMuffin with egg and milk for just $5.
You can help you find top credit cards with criteria you should care.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to
Everybody
really
get
categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league
Go.
against the pass.
You
But
get
the bottom
a
half
month
of the league
for free.
is sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down,
Positions
but
of
it's
need.
gonna wind up incomplete.
He's 21. He's not as fast, but he's darn close. And he's got A-man. A little bit worse on play rec.
They only punted
A
twice
lot
in
of
the win last week as he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This
We're
offensive line
continuing,
is going to have
ladies
its
and
hands
gentlemen.
all night long.
Episode
You often
features
speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to.
We're looking at the hundreds of hours of television that the WWE produced over the years. There's bound to be a few shows that may often get overlooked or forgotten in comparison to the others, especially when it comes to all their weekend shows. For every wrestling challenge, the stars, and even a long-lasting program as well, you often find 2 or 3 times the amount of a lower-level show that also aired on Saturday or Sunday. They'll have television that the WWE produced over the years. There's bound to be a few shows that may often get overlooked or forgotten in comparison to the others, especially when it comes to all their weekend shows. For every wrestling challenge, the stars, and even
Take it in at the 22.
Joe Hendry, welcome to Buffalo. Thank you, Billy. I can tell with a little bit of bass in your voice there. You
their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And you know,
Joe
there's certainly
Hendry.
a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet.
Now
Right
moving
now,
forward
where
with
we
that,
stand, they're in first place in their
I've
division,
never.
looking really good and looking to be a threat come January. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And
TNA
down
and
inside
WWE
the
signed
red
a
zone
massive
at the
partnership. It's been going on for a couple of
19-yard
years.
line.
The whole idea is that we could see WWE talent, NXT talent specifically, coming over to TNA on their show and vice versa.
Of one team at one point was training their quarterback.
TNA and WWE signed a massive partnership. It's been going on for a couple of years. The whole idea is that we could see WWE talent, NXT talent specifically, coming over to TNA on their show and vice versa. Seeing a lot of TNA talent showing up in NXT. And maybe even Ross, you never know. But
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part.
Jordan Grace and Tessa Blanchard, all signs point to this being Jordan Grace's send-off match. She lost to Tessa Blanchard. They also posted a video of members of the locker room and TNA staff in the back giving her a standing ovation and handing her a title, calling her the Forever Champ. So it looks like that was her swan song with the company.
Kick to the face, too. Yeah, it was, I mean, clearly very emotional, and
dabble with the idea of
and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Illustrated like what you're getting with Tessa Blanchard. Incredible performer. Like this was a tremendous match she had with Jordan Grace. But it's also coming with this baggage and having a chant like this at your show. And Cena brought up like a great point is that even if you want to dabble with the idea of Tessa, just like testing the waters and putting her on an NXT some week. If you're CW, do you want to risk that kind of recently that, Chelsea Green, tweeted out, it's very clear her opinion has not changed over the years as well. It's pretty steadfast in that. So, I mean, this is sort of, listen, you can't be caught off guard by this. It will be interesting. This Thursday is one of the very rare times that TNA is doing a live television show in San Antonio, which actually, like her grandfather, Joe Blanchard, used to promote wrestling there, but you're not going to have the benefit of most wrestling ever.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
2nd and 10. McDonald sets to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. McDonald.
A 2nd and long after the hold.
He finds his man, complete. It's McKinney. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 13. Here's McDonald to throw. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fielded at about the 28. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And
there it is.
The offense as they take over. Here's the Anchorage offense back out now. coming off every player's friend.
Tonight, the bishop takes on Trump and pleads with him face-to-face to, quote, have mercy. The Episcopal Bishop of Washington pleading with President Trump to show compassion towards undocumented immigrants and the LGBTQ community today. A dramatic moment coming during her sermon at today's National Prayer Service.
And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they
They have
lost
been
the last time
portrayed.
out.
Advocated for the Sassy agenda. Let that
Ready for the second
say
quarter,
more.
and it's our
His arrival
visitors with
left
the
hardline
football.
Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty and found and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal immigrants that came into our country and killed people. Many were deposited from jails and mental.
12 yards there and a first down.
Well, these are the people that I know.
Operating from the gun. Bonner.
Playing games with the word guy and trying to use the pulpit as a way for you to continue to advocate for things that's not the best interest of the in addition there, Trump actually responded on his platform. He responded to what this bishop said, and he was very pointed into what the bishop. And this is what he had to say as a result of what was going on in the agenda that was prayer service on Tuesday morning. It was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal immigrants that came into our country and killed people. Many were deposited from jails and mental institutions. It's a giant crime wave that's taking part in the USA. Apart from her inappropriate statements, this service was very boring, inspiring. She was not very good at her job. She and her church owe the public an apology. And I think that he's 100% right. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap.
This game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Wide open receiver complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
This was a long screen unlike any other.
Because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
Even deeper, but I didn't
Here's
get
Jacobs. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3
I
on
look
a
at
gain
Delonte
of 3.
Swain, pass protector
They're
of
after
the
the penalty,
fight,
but
with
remember, it was
AOA.
first and 5, not
He's
first
a
and 10.
really
So now
good
they can keep grinding out first downs, and
the
good things
pass
can happen for
protector
them.
isn't
Just second and short coming up.
Jacobs
I don't like putting
again.
the
And
fourth
this time
string
he'll lose yardage as the defense not giving him
But
any
he might
room
be
to
one of the best
operate.
pass protectors in this class. And we're sitting there almost at 50. And he's
A
just
crucial
right there.
penalty there as the
It's
hold
him
backs
and
him up
Antonio
for another
Fitzgerald
second
as
and
the
goal.
last of this early wave of
Operating from the
tackle
gun,
options that
McDonald
Fitzgerald
toward
started.
the end zone, but
Fitzgerald,
that's
fourth
going to
strength.
wind up incomplete.
Running game might be a
He didn't just
weakness
deny
for
a
him.
big throw there. He broke that one up in the
I think
red
the
zone.
answer
An
here
excellent
is
play.
clear
One
and
that may help
simple.
save points on the
We're
board
gonna
when this
take
drive is
the
over.
Lions to what he is.
Now on 3rd and
Let
long,
the
they'll look to
22-year-old
throw.
tackle them. 19 is still down.
Thrown away from the pocket. The
Players in the
officials
top
kind of
19.
looking at each other. But
Hidden
they'll say there was a
development.
receiver in the
Which
area,
might
so no
mean
penalty,
then that we
just an
look at
incomplete
trading away
pass.
as defense. What's my reward? Getting to pick again. I want to.
The kick
And that's a
by
question.
pass.
We are one. A lot of 60% playing
It's
too.
7-3.
It's going by the board. The
They get
quarterbacks who are going
first turnover of the game, and then they get hurt
not
a
a
little extra
major
with a field goal.
concern, but consider. This
What's the
quarterback's
first thing
become
a
free
coach tells
agents
his
next year.
defense? Don't
This
let
would
them
be
score
determined
off of
to
this.
double
You
up.
got to put out the
I
fire.
have
In
Sammy
fact,
Phillips
in
as an option.
2021,
I also
that's
have
what one
Darius
NFL
Williams
coach
further
turned
down
his
the board.
defense.
Phillips,
Environment.
22
Go out
years
there,
old,
guys,
he's
and
6'4".
don't let them put some
So I
points on the
passed
board.
on
Out
the really
comes
tall
Anchorage to
quarterback
take over
earlier.
offensively.
Here's another one.
And they are
And a
back
very
down to
deep
500
cornerback spot.
following the loss last
Great
week.
speed and
Consistency
size
has been a
combination
real
and
issue for
press,
them
so
so
he can play
far.
on the
Brandon,
outside.
you almost don't know
man
what
and
team is
zone
going to show
cover.
up every week. I mean, there's no
Double
consistency in
enough,
this
man.
ball
I'm not
game.
going to find anybody better at 60%. That's number 8 player.
And it also has to frustrate
3
key
top
leaders in
10s.
the locker room.
4
They got
top
to figure out how to
19.
get coordinated.
Faster on tape, okay? This is what says hitting development.
And he'll get this up to the 30.
This is a really interesting spot for us to
His
be
first
as a
catch
team.
there,
Because
good
we
for
are
10
drafting
yards and a first
positions we
down.
don't necessarily need to. It is actually going to push players possibly off the team so that we can get younger, with more upside, and of course get under the salary cap as now we can certain college. But wow, for us to have the second round picks this year, I think this absolutely creates more excitement. I mean, I was thinking going into this, how do we follow up Chuck Johnson's story, man? This ain't gonna be easy. How do we get him excited about next year? It's right here. Bryce Green just went linebacker to the Ravens. That is such a Ravens pick. Linebacker still something I could look to address. Zach Barnes looks up the option of next year as well. I've done a lot of these off-seasons, right? This is a rare one. Not just because of the draft quality so far, but we're going to have a lot more to do in the preseason stage as far as training and getting this roster ready goes because we are working with them. The car turned to pick in round 3. Philadelphia just took a really solid player that I like.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Very unfortunate. I can come here with only one option.
Those are his numbers throughout the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes.
3 hidden death players already. Everybody's had round 1 penalty. I don't think we're going to get it this time. 28, that's a first-round player. Great speed to cover and track down tackle. Really tackle that rarely misses. Solid spatial awareness and dropping in the zone. This is excellent though because Devon Lewis does have potential. The Dalton now, hopefully not as injury prone.
I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And I've worked my way back up, giving the rest of our picks to the Cleveland Browns to pick first in the 4th round. And it's so I can select running back Joe Johnson, who we know is going to have Ron What
now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts.
There ain't no way.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. He's been a busy
so
man here in this first half as he gets it away.
In the round 1
and he fields it cleanly.
Oh my God, this draft is incredible. Joe Johnson.
And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how
this is unbelievable, man. I'm creating some
final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
That is
they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. A gain of 3, 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was the visiting Steelers who were able to walk away with the road victory. The Steelers finished off an
Japanese-born player elected into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. With congrats falling 1 vote shy of unanimous selection. He'll be joining Game Class of 2025 by starting pitcher CC Sabathia. Steelers became the first Japanese-born player elected into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. With congrats falling 1 vote shy of unanimous selection. He'll be joining.
Back to 500 on the year.
I don't know. I got Steve speaking about that too. I don't quite understand it. Plus, I don't know who the writer is. I don't know what the reason could be, you know.
And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks.
And what their vote was. It's cowardly, but it's typical of baseball, and the problem is why I'm such a fan of Rob Manfred, because he's changing the game, and he's changing it for the better, because he's the first person that I see, even more than Bud Selig and others, he's the first commissioner that I look at and I say is thinking about the interest of the game and its fan base, not the interest of the game and its players. The players play in front of the fans. If the fans don't support the sport, players don't get the money that they get. They don't have the support as a union that they're going to get if the public turns against you. We all know.
And they've got the lead.
Well, I got to start with this, because everything I read on the...
I like. But that time, 23 years was long enough. To the defensive staff, he was a great listening, he was able to listen to what we do offensively to provide insight to that. There was a lot of things he added to our club. So this whole puzzle where the offense goes, defense goes, it should be about great people doing great things, working collaboratively, being humble, learning every year. In the same way that you said earlier to me, you're always trying to up your game every year. I feel like that's what I always try to do as a player. I don't see that's any different in football or in business. Everybody should always be looking to improve, understanding where their weaknesses are, how to improve their weaknesses, and then continue to build up. Most defensive coaches now, it's just when I look at Jordan Mailata, when I look at Lane Johnson,
always in that out of bounds stuff where he stops. I don't love it. I gotta start with this.
That's great people, starting with my partner Kevin, everyone in our crew, Z, Ruse, Aaron, Tom, who everyone probably know a little bit about. But behind the scenes, there's so many incredible people that bring the NFL to life, and to see kind of how it is from a different perspective.
They need a general manager.
And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game.
Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety.
That's exactly what they were aiming for defensively. A huge early play that cuts off any opposing momentum at the knees. As soon as that snap was made, they were flying to the ball to the line. Great call from the coaching staff, and even better execution.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Fielded at the 20.
Well, worried about the NIL money for the players. God, we need to buckle up some money and give some to that man.
It has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this
Trump
drive.
just dropped a $500 billion bombshell called Project Stargate. You need to know about this. And we got a ton of information to share with you. Is this the dawn of the golden age, as they're calling it, the new AI-powered future with promises? And I heard that. I mean,
a nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Okay, well. G Towers.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Bonner. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and now it winds up incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. They'll give him 4 yards there. And it's 2nd down.
Number 86. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 16-yard line.
Off play action. Bonner. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Huskies are able to stretch out their lead. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for two. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got.
Defense.
The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for two.
The Royal Rumble in our rearview mirror is in good.
That's caught at the 2. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. And now their hill to climb has gotten taller. They had the safety last time they had the football. That led to the touchdown a moment ago. So that deficit going in the wrong direction as they try to right the ship here. 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McKinney. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Operating from the gun, McDonald. And his throw is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This is brought in at the 21. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 as they take
Next
over.
generation shelter.
Here's the Anchorage offense back out now.
It's really still exudes spectacle. The crowd size is.
They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on,
To summarize the
take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd
I canceled all my TV subscriptions. Now I can watch unlimited TV. I was tired of paying hundreds of dollars every week.
This is a great spot for them to go into attack. Really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on 1st down. Bonner. It's completed to Caldwell. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
It's 2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line.
2nd and about a foot.
Here's Young. Shifts by him. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
18 on the play. And an Anchorage 1st down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. Running game working to stick with it on 1st down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he can get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare step on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. On the ground, they go with Young. He's able to find his way down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
It's like that.
Brandon, sometimes just comes down to a power suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're
and it's caught. Touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Huskies look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just
It's
pops
so
right
high,
up out
it
of the
actually
book, doesn't it?
accelerates the odor
Because
reaction.
up
When
2
you
scores
raise the
already,
pH, you
just
accelerate
wanted to
the
possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs, and if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific.
Yeah, in the end
If it ends
time.
in a touchdown,
We invaded
fantastic.
Iceland. Does anybody know this? And we built their airport. And then we left. They're very nice. We left. Because, we defeated the Nazis and we thought the threat is over. But we have these kind of like, we believe in Chinese they say guanxi. I don't know what the English word is, but it's reciprocity. That's the closest word. You think reciprocity, but after a generation people forget. So now a lot of them hate America, hate Trump, and they don't realize they're still living under American protection. They have no army in Iceland. They don't spend money on any of these things, and then they can spend money on their ideology. And this is how, the generation that's hardworking, conservative, ends up spoiling the next generation that feels entitled, and they don't realize who's paying and who's paved the way for their life of comfort and luxury. So I know some Icelanders listening to this will not like it because you say, well, your power comes from geothermal. Listen, all this was new. You had the opportunity and the prosperity to do all this because that airport is there and those roads that Americans built was put there in the first place. There's a big part to what America did for Iceland and Greenland. But they don't think about that now because in recent time, they had the luxury to tap into geothermal energy and they're very energy independent. So it's more about Greenland and Iceland because the Lord sent me there and He always sent me to places strategically and prophetically. And I'm beginning to piece it together. Why did the Lord send me there? It's clarified my whole worldview about what's going to come up next when the Red Horse, the Red Horse is already galloped, when the Red Horse is evident to all. So Greenland is full of ice. Iceland has some greenery, but let's not exaggerate it. It is a lot of ice over there. Greenland, why do we care about Greenland? Greenland's the biggest island in the world. It's not a continent. Australia is the biggest island in the world, but we're a continent. So let's accept that. Greenland is the biggest island in the world. I think it's 4 times the size of Texas. It's much bigger than Alaska. It's very important. It's got rare earth minerals, but it's more than that. Let me show you. So Greenland is a really big island with very few people. And the people there, they look Asian, by the way. They look Asian. I don't know if people realize that because people think that it's European, but it's actually full of Inuits. So there were several migrations. People came, walked across basically from Siberia, Mongolia. They walked across in about 4 different waves. And they made it, when there was a land bridge and ice bridge, they made it to Greenland. And they settled there, and then there's some Europeans there, but mostly people look Asian in Greenland. They speak Green language. It's an Asian Inuit language. It's not a European language. And when you count all those people, and Nuxisiot, Asiat, Ilulissa, all these words are not European words at all. You will come up to around 55,000, 56,000 people. So that's Greenland. Big island, very small population. It's near Iceland. So the history of this, I got it from going there, so I'm going to tell it to you. I hope you come with me to Iceland. Go to discoverchurch.online/tour. It's going to be, even the tour company that I'm working with says they want to go on this tour. It sounds like one of the best cruises that's ever been put together. And it's going to be a partner summit. We're going to meet together with Discover Ministry partners and have a great time. We're going to meet good people and be in good places, eat good food, and we're going to learn about prophecy together. So Iceland How was it found? You've got Scandinavia, you've got Norway, then Sweden, then Finland. Right? The Lord sent me to Finland, last year, a year ago, a couple of years ago. They were all looking to expand. The Western powers, they were all looking to colonize someone. And they tend to just go in the direction of wherever their country faces. So Finland went this way, Sweden went down this way. But Norway, where are they going to go? So they looked to the sea. And they went out towards the sea, and they found Iceland, but it's full of ice, so they came back. I think by accident they went out, the Vikings went out to do these raids. I think the word Viking literally means raiding. So the Vikings are raiders. And that's what they would do. They just go raid village people, and they go out, accidentally found Iceland again. Then they decided they didn't want to settle it. But then, I think, his name is Thor. A lot of Thors in Scandinavia. Thorvald Asvaldsen. He committed murder in Norway. And so they exiled him to Iceland. He goes off to Iceland and starts a colony there. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and he has a son named Eric the Red, and Eric the Red also commits murder in Iceland, and so Eric the Red got exiled to Greenland. So he finds, Greenland. He was sent out. He didn't mean to find Greenland, but he found it, named it Greenland. This happens in around, let's get the date right, 982 AD. This is only 1,000 years ago. These countries were, just founded 1,000 years ago. Eric the Red then comes back to Iceland, saying, "Hey, I found Greenland. Really great place. Great to live." That probably could have been true because the climate could have been warmer 1,000 years ago. And he goes back in 986, 4 years. He's been exiled for 4 years. He goes back to Iceland, convinces a bunch of Icelanders, let's go and populate Greenland. So they go and they settle in 2 places, and that's basically it. That area that you see, that southwest area of Greenland, that's where all the population is. So they found it from the first get-go, and they populated it. It's called the Western Settlement at the top, the Eastern Settlement at the bottom. But mysteriously, a lot of these Europeans simply just disappeared, and today's population remains mainly Inuit, mixed with some European blood that's there. Now, Greenland, like Iceland, falls under the power of Denmark. And Iceland got its independence after World War II, but Greenland never did. So Greenland is really small. Again, imagine you're running a country that's so huge, the biggest island in the world with rare minerals, great resources, and very strategic in location. And you only got a population of, say, around 55,000, 56,000 people. So they're called an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark. So Denmark owns it, and yet they get to run themselves. And Denmark has been pumping money into Greenland. So Denmark basically loses money on Greenland. And America has attempted to purchase Greenland before. America has always known that Greenland is strategic militarily. And also now, with rare earth minerals being essential for electronics, China is interested in Greenland, and we know China's already inside. Just like Latin America, China is in Greenland right now. This is what Trump is talking about. This is what the Red Alert is about, and this is why it's called the Red Horse of the Second Seal of the Apocalypse. We're about to see it happen in front of our eyes. The golden age of America is going to be a golden war. It's going to be a time of war.
Are you one of those people who think they're too old to learn how to play the piano? Or maybe you're one of those people who have tried to play the piano?
So, many people don't know that America already has a space base. It's called Pik. The digital oppression will come, and we'll go into the mark of the beast very quickly. Has the Bible not warned us Christians enough? You better put some investment in God's kingdom. You better save some of it and not spend it on yourself. You better start thinking about how to make an impact on the lost souls of the world.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, We'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
China would take over your country. You'd be a vassal state of China. The social credit score, the digital oppression will come, and we'll.
And he'll get this up to about the 40.
Florida, where I passed it for over 20 years, and they tried to take over, and the politicians, they were obviously bought. Autonomous over of the Kingdom of Denmark. So Denmark owns it. China came in and said, hey, let us help you out. So freedom of the earth is on right now. And if there's no Trump, if it was Kamala and the World Economic Forum, China would take over your country. You'd be a vassal state of China. The social credit score, the digital oppression will come. And first up wins.
Back to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Able to connect with Jacobs. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. This definitely 4-down territory at this point with a critical 3rd down here. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple laterals, maybe some more defense on the back end. They might have been on all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for Anchorage, they move back over 500 now at 4-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the loss